guys, so welcome to module 6 of the course, Creating a Killer Profile. So the contents of this module is going to be LinkedIn SEO and optimization, how to develop a compelling headline, crafting your LinkedIn profile summary, and also simple do's and don'ts with your profile, like basic rules. So on to the first part, so LinkedIn SEO and optimization. I'm going to sort of record a little video at the end of this module covering these 5 points, but just to summarize the key things that do help with your LinkedIn SEO and optimization, they are the following. Claiming your vanity URL. This is basically a personalized URL. I'll show you how to do that in the video. Keyword optimize your profile. How to use anchor text and link it to other articles. Joining local groups to increase geo-targeted SEO, and also completing all fields of your profile. So with keyword optimization throughout your profile, I would suggest picking around maybe 10 keywords that relate to you, your services, your brand, what you offer, and who you're helping out. Write a list of them, make about 10. If you have a website is a really cool place to actually go and find those keywords. Drag the keywords out of it. I'll actually just show you now on my website. So if we go over here, so this is my website. If I go down here, so I could basically pull a bunch of keywords from throughout this website. So for example, if I go here, I could do B2B, lead generation, increased sales, LinkedIn, proven strategy, social media, and you kind of get the gist. So yeah, basically I'd go through my website, I would go through here and I would pick any sort of keywords that relate to me. And these are basically going to be the breadcrumbs that lead people to you and your LinkedIn profile. So whatever words people would search for when looking for someone with your set of skills, you want to envision those keywords, what people would be searching, what search terms people are going to be looking up on LinkedIn, writing those down and entwining that throughout your LinkedIn summary, throughout the rest of your profile, your work experience, if people can put that in your recommendations, etc., your skills. So many different places that you want to just put your keywords in place. A really good way to do this is to actually have a section of bullet points in your LinkedIn summary. So throughout your summary, when you write it, if you put a little section that has a few bullet points in it, for example, like these are the areas we specialize in, or these are the services we offer. If you can put those keywords in there, it's a good way of having a bunch of keywords in the same place without having to make it make sense with a sentence, and just sort of bumping up your keyword sort of ranking, basically your number. Your profile is going to rank higher the more relevant keywords you have, and the more relevant your profile is to your prospective leads and clients. So yeah, that's how to keyword optimize your profile. If we use anchor text to other articles, I'll show you that in a few modules time. I'm going to be doing one on content. So throughout your content, anchor text is basically where you have a link to somewhere else. So we're going to be using internal anchoring, not external. So internal anchoring is a link to somewhere else within your website. So for example, if we're using LinkedIn's own sort of hosting platform for articles, we would link it to, it's called LinkedIn Publisher. We would have within the article any sort of words or phrases that relate to a different topic that we've written an article on and published already. We would link that, and that would be called basically internal link anchor texting. I think that's how you say it. But that's basically what I mean by that, and that helps bump up your SEO and sort of showing that you have loads of articles that are super relevant and linked to other content that you've previously published. So that's anchor text. The fourth point is joining local groups to increase geo-targeted SEO. So geo-targeted SEO, I think you can kind of tell from what it says, but SEO within your local area. So by joining local groups to your current location, that helps improve your geo-targeted SEO. In terms of the fifth point, so completing all fields, you want to complete everything there is to complete on your LinkedIn profile. If you leave gaps, sections missing, LinkedIn isn't as likely to rank your profile higher. So you want to fill out as much as possible with relevant keywords, relevant information, and have all fields completed to keep your SEO and your profile ranking as high as possible within LinkedIn's sort of internal search engine. In terms of claiming your vanity URL, I missed that out on purpose. I'm going to be showing you the exact steps to do that in the explanatory video in a few minutes' time. So moving on from this, we've got developing a compelling headline. So I've put together a quick formula. Obviously, if I just gave you, like if you just took my headline or went and copied somebody else's, it not only damages yourself and your own reputation, but also them. So instead of them finding you or them individually, they're just not gonna really look for either of you because you're kind of cancelling each other out. So I would try and personalize and make yourself as original as possible. Avoid taking other people's content, whether it's copying their summary, copying their headline, anything like that. Try and put in the time and effort to create your own. I know it can be difficult, and sometimes it's gonna just be similar to somebody's out there because you've only got 120 characters. So I know that's hard, but please try and personalize it to yourself as much as possible. That's why I put the formula in here. So the formula is as follows: having your job title or role plus the function plus a USP is going to equal your unique headline. So for example, job title, if you're a CEO, founder, sales executive, like whatever, you want to have the job title, the role that you do. So if you're like marketing executive, whatever, that's going to be here, plus your function. So are you generating leads? Are you helping people with SEO optimization? Are you helping them build websites? Like, what is your service? What are you doing? Then you want to mix in a USP. So this is going to be what makes you unique. What's something that you have that gives your business and your service, your agency, an edge? So it could be that maybe you've helped people scale from 6 to 7 figures in 3 months or something. That could be your USP that you have on the end. So say you're CEO of a digital agency helping businesses generate leads and scaling from 6 to 7 figures over 3 months time, like within 3 months or whatever. That could be like your unique headline. As notes at the bottom here, so you've got up to 120 characters. You want to make sure you include relevant keywords and you also tailor it to your prospects. So make sure that you have your prospects in mind when you're making your unique headline. Obviously you want it to resonate with them so that when they either find you through searching for you, you send them a connection request, you're participating in a group, or you're on their main feed, that whenever they see your name, your headline's going to be attached to it. So you want to make sure that they associate you with that headline resonates with them and is a potential solution to a problem that they have. Moving on to crafting your summary. You've got up to 2,000 characters in your summary, so make sure that if you maybe write it in a separate document, do a word check on it to make sure it's within the amount of characters. I know I've done this before where I've written a summary, gone all in, and it's like 3,000 characters. I'm super happy with it, and then it takes me ages to cut it down. So make sure you keep on top of your character limit and keep on doing word counts as you go through it. But yeah, you've got up to 2,000 characters. Put in the time to make it unique. I know I've pressed on this quite a lot in this video, but please just try and be original. Put in the extra time to make it unique. It will pay off for you. Just don't cut corners and cheat by copying other people. Obviously you can use other profiles as inspiration. So if there's somebody within your niche, like they've just really nailed their marketing strategy and how they're targeting their audience, they've done it really well, take a look at theirs and try and give yours a twist in some way, just so you keep it a bit unique, as I said. Thirdly, please try create a balance between professional and personal attributes. So in your summary, you don't want it to read like a CV. You don't want it to be, I'm good at this, these are my skills, and that's it, because that's not going to help people bond with you as an individual and sort of build that trust with you as a human being. When people look at like a profile on LinkedIn, obviously it's hard to maybe like connect with them because it's not face to face, but you need to do as much as possible for them to see you as a human being and really connect and resonate with you. And the summary is one of the best places to do that. So try and create a balance between your professional accolades and also personal attributes, and maybe how that ties into your path and your career and why you're doing what you're doing. Next, appropriately insert keywords. So what I mean by appropriately is basically you don't want to put keywords everywhere, because I know I've said use keywords, include them. I don't mean just put lists throughout your profile in a way that doesn't make sense and it reads kind of strange and odd. You want it to all make sense. You want people to not notice that you're keywording your profile for SEO optimization. You want to just have it in relevant places where it makes sense and it flows with the rest of the text. Another note I could say with this, obviously if you're not very strong at writing and you're watching this video and you're like, Natasha, I can't write, like basically makes it void, I can't do LinkedIn, it's not going to work out for me. Just go to Upwork, outsource it to a freelancer, find somebody, if you have a friend that writes, like find somebody else to do it for you and just give them all the little bits of information that they need and the sort of skeleton for that, and find like someone who writes LinkedIn profiles and edits them and optimizes them, and just give them instructions to do it, and then they'll go and do it for you, and it's not too expensive. So if you're panicking at this stage and you really don't want to do this, you can't try it, just outsource it for a small amount of money and you'll be absolutely fine, so don't worry. Last section is have a CTA, so a call to action at the end of your summary. I don't mean this by making a sales pitch, I just mean encouraging people to reach out to you and speak to you if they have any questions or they want to learn more around a specific topic that you're saying you're a professional, you're an authority at. So yeah, have a CTA at the end. Either have it to speak to you, be like, hey, so if you want to reach out, speak to me, like I give away like a free 15-minute consultation if you want any help. Either even stay away from that and even just say, please reach out, like feel free to reach out to me for more information, or if not, like here's my website, go check it out. If you want to speak to me directly, like here's my scheduling link. Have a few options for people, don't push them into it, but just be open to people reaching out to you and invite them in to learn more about it and make it clear that you're not just trying to get a direct sell, you're trying to educate and you're happy to help and basically just help somebody out for free before you try and move them onto the sales path. So in terms of do's and don'ts, so do have a professional profile photo and banner. I can't express how important this is for your profile. Not only does it mean that your profile is going to get viewed on average 21 times more so than a profile that doesn't have a professional profile photo in place or one at all, but it just makes it look way more professional. I mean, I wouldn't accept anybody if they didn't have a profile photo. Like, even if they had loads of mutual connections, I probably wouldn't accept them unless I knew who they were personally and they had a personalized invitation which said where we'd met, etc. Like, I'm not going to accept somebody that doesn't have a photo in place. Number 2, include your contact information. Obviously, if people have to try too hard to reach out to you and get in contact with you, that provides resistance to the sales process, and then they're just going to go to somebody else's profile, who makes it really easy for them to reach out and find out more and ask them more questions and go down that sales process. So you want to try and provide as least resistance as possible. Have updated contact information to your website, to a free case study, to whatever it may be, have that in place. Thirdly, do thank connections for sharing, liking, and commenting. It's just polite, like it's simple, basic etiquette. You just want to thank people for taking the time to reach out to you, to share your content, for liking, commenting, etc. You'd want the same back if you put your time in to go and sort of say something nice to somebody else. So be polite, show that you're there, you're active, you're responding. Otherwise that person is probably not going to continue sharing your article, liking or commenting, and you never know like how big their connection list is. Like if it's 500 plus, that's a potential sort of pool of loads of people that could be potential prospects. So try and treat everybody with care and respect and make sure that you take the time to respond to people that respond or do anything for you. So that's all the do's. So in terms of the don'ts, don't overuse keywords. So I've already said this before, just don't overuse them. I've covered this, I'm not going to go over it again. Keep it making sense and don't try and stuff them down people's throats because they're going to get put off by your profile. So make sure you use keywords correctly. Second, don't ask strangers for recommendations. So in terms of getting recommendations on your profile, I will cover this in a later module, but for recommendations, you don't want to just approach random strangers and ask them to say something nice about you when they have no idea who you are, what you do and how you can help them. Try and go to people that you have previously worked with, previous employers, employees that you worked with, colleagues, people that you work with now, but just try not to approach people cold. It comes across a little bit strange and I wouldn't really feel comfortable recommending somebody that I didn't know and basically lying about what they've done for me. And thirdly, don't attempt to sell something on your profile. So try and move the sale off of LinkedIn. I'll cover this in a social selling module, but you want to keep stuff on your profile just to providing value, being perceived as an authority, consistently posting and engaging with your network. Don't start just selling cold traffic or warm traffic. You want to just wait for them to come to you, save it for personal conversations in your inbox if they're asking to find out more. Go ahead and like guide them down that process, but not on your profile, otherwise people are just probably going to get turned off. So they're the do's and don'ts for this. Lastly, I just wanted to do a quick video overviewing the main components of what to do with your profile. So obviously the list of stuff that I had at the start. So if we hop over, so my main profile, claiming your vanity URL. So all you need to do that is go up to the top right hand corner, click edit public profile and URL. And then on the top right again, you go personalize the URL for your profile, click edit, and then here you can put in your name. Basically before it would have a load of different numbers and characters and letters that you don't want to show up and it just looks a little bit messy. So this is personalizing your URL. If you have a name that's been taken, so for example, if this was taken, my middle name is Sarah, so I could put Natasha S. Vilaseca, and that probably won't be taken. So you can use a middle name to change this. I would also recommend doing that if you have a very common name. Say for example, I don't want to say a common name, but say for example, you've got a very, very common name on LinkedIn. When you search it, loads of profiles come up. I would also recommend putting in a middle name letter here just to separate you out from the rest. But yeah, that's how you do your vanity URL. Just click save, and then on your profile it will show www.linkedin.com / and then your vanity URL, so your name without anything else at the end of it. So that's claiming your vanity URL. In terms of keyword optimizing your profile, it's all through here. So obviously here I've got we specialize in, these are a bunch of my keywords. And then at the end I've got a case study, 3-step system for them to learn more, etc., etc., etc. Normally people will just message me directly if they have questions. So I've got a lot of like inbox messages of people responding to this or saying that they've watched my case study video from my page and they've got a few more questions, like whatever it is. That's sort of how you put the keywords. Also want to put loads of keywords throughout your title. So you've got who you help, what you help them do, and like sort of a USP, so increasing their revenue using LinkedIn. So I'll go over this at the bottom in the other modules. This is more like all the social proof stuff. As I mentioned, recommendations, don't get strangers to do it, get people that, so like most of these are clients, and a few people that I know and have spoken with sort of personally or throughout my LinkedIn group. That's kind of like the keyword optimization, claiming vanity URL, having your contact info filled out, so my website, and also my free value video, email. Yeah, that's kind of it for this video. I hope you found that interesting, and I will see you in the next one.